Okay, we're gonna try this again. I had this vision of hanging out with you all by the lake outside because it's spring here, but it is such a windy day and the camera got blown over. The audio was crazy. It was just a little chaotic. So I came home. I'm on my little balcony now. It's still windy and I live by a somewhat busy road, so you will probably hear in the background cars driving by. Who knows what other surprising sounds will pop up during this chat. Just a heads up. But it is spring here and it is such a beautiful spring. The sun is out, the whole landscape, it's just every plant has all these buds just like waiting to pop. And over the next couple of weeks we're just going to be watching each plant in its own time doing that opening process and just turning green and beautiful and flowery, and it's a really special time here. And for those of you who don't know, I live in Stockholm and I just immigrated here full-time this year. I'm in the midst of so much just getting things sorted paperwork-wise, bureaucracy-wise, but it's starting to come together, thankfully. And yeah, I have something very specific that I wanted to chat with you all about. This video is all about changing and the way that I am changing right now and the way that I want to share that changing with you. And I think this time of year, this season where you see plants that have been doing work, they've been doing things just in the hidden internal world this whole time, and now we're seeing that energy pop out. It makes me think about some of the internal processes I've been going through and how they want expression and they want to be shared. And the fact that I really want to connect with you all more. And I've been so scared of my own growth and change. And I have wanted it to not be true. I have wanted to just... Can I just keep the status quo? I just want to do everything the same. I just want to be able to like hold on to what I know works, what I know how to do, how I know it's worked in the past. I've tried to pretend that I'm not changing, but we're always changing. And for those of you who have been with me since 2017 when I started hanging out here, shout out to my OG followers. We've all changed. I can guarantee every single one of us in the last 5-6 years has morphed and grown and had a lot of surprises thrown their way in life. And I want to preface all of this by saying that I'm not going anywhere. This channel's not going anywhere. I think quite the opposite. I think it's going to be a season of like aliveness and vibrancy and exploration and creativity and messiness and curiosity in a way that this channel's never had before. And I'm really excited about it. So far from me disappearing or making an announcement about this, this is about me being more here and more alive than ever. And let's just get down to it. So I've been trying to keep myself in the same shape. I've been doing monthly readings this is my 6th year of doing it on YouTube. And it has been kind of the bedrock of this space for that time. This is what I know. This is what people come to expect of this channel. And I have been craving doing things a little differently. I have been craving wanting to share more of my life as I move through getting used to being here in Sweden. I have been wanting to share more about specific transits. I have been wanting to explore how we can utilize these tools in new and more loving and more full ways that I think really change the game. The way that I approach these tools is very unique to me, and it's about stepping outside of the old traditions. It's about stepping outside of the way that we've been using these tools for the last, 30 years in popular culture and starting to really own them in a completely different way. I have a totally different way of approaching all of this that I want to be sharing with you. I want to be so much more present with you all, because here's the thing. When I've told myself I have to just do the monthly readings and that's what I have to do and that's the rule, this made up rule, and that's just what people expect, what ends up happening is I've been just stagnating myself. I've been holding myself back and like physically pulling myself back from getting to explore and expand and try new things because I've been terrified that people would leave. and that my security and everything that I built would disappear if I dared to step outside of what I assume other people expect of me, and also outside of the bounds of the rules I've set for myself and the expectations I have set for myself. And I have been so scared to let myself explore and play and have fun on this channel, because I haven't wanted to let people down, because I have been scared that the way that I do things, people aren't going to want, that everybody's going to leave and I'm going to be left here alone, and that, I'll find out, turns out that all this time my true spirit was never what people wanted. But of course, those are all my fears. My deeper knowing, the calling that's been coming from me, is that it's okay for me not to just do monthly readings all the time. So my plan right now is I'm going to take the next couple of months off from doing those. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take you on the journey with me. I'm going to open up my world to you a little bit more. I'm going to show you where I live. We're going to talk more about specific transits, specific energies, how to work with them. I want it to feel like a liberatory space when it comes to using tarot and astrology. So rather than it being about me telling you, this is what this season's about, this is what you're going to be dealing with, it's going to be much more about how we get curious, how we explore these themes, and we're going to hang out a couple times a week. So there's going to be a lot more consistency where you're getting that connection. I also think that I don't want to just leave readings behind entirely, and I don't plan on this being some insane shift in any way. I think it's going to be probably subtler than I have it in my own head, but it is for me like a really big thing to acknowledge that I'm ready to try some different things and let my spirit shine here and just be the spirit that I am, and not try to hold myself in a specific shape thinking that that's all people want from me. And I know that some people are probably going to kind of walk away, because they want a monthly reading. Well, there are plenty of monthly readings out there. So many to choose from. And that's okay, because I'm happy to have that honesty with myself and letting my full spirit shine, because as I've learned so many times, you can't selectively shut down one part of yourself and then have everything else flowing and running perfectly. It's like as soon as we contract and shut down a part of ourselves, like me knowing that I just want to try doing things differently, I just want to change the name of the game when it comes to these tools and to this environment, and I want to take tarot and astrology in a completely fresh new way that's beyond the cultural kind of precepts that we've set for ourselves over the last 50 years when it comes to these tools. And I want to go on my own path with that, and that I want to own that. So when I suppress that and I try to hold myself back, like everything kind of gets stagnated. So I know that in letting myself be myself, there's going to be more energy here. There's going to be more vibrancy here. I'm going to have more of the community and the connection with you all, that for those of you who are here for the space blob life, which I know you're there, and I'm so appreciative of you, and you are the people that I cherish and I value. You are the people that make me feel like I belong in this world, and like we have something that we can do together that's beautiful. And that's really where my heart is. I am just longing for and craving letting my full spirit and just who I am and how I'm changing, and just being way more open about it with all of you, and just having much more of a community. In fact, like even on my Patreon, we're about to do a new tier where we are going to have a Zoom hangout every month, and I'm going to get to like really talk to the people that want to be here for that, and we're going to get to know each other, and we're going to get to explore topics. I'm so excited to create that. I'm excited to create more of that feeling here in this community here on YouTube. I'm so excited to see where the journey is taking us. These are all the thoughts I'm having about the way I've been changing, about the way I really see this space just becoming, just blooming and full of life and full of play and curiosity and energy and community, and just getting to be myself and not trying to hold myself back or hide the space blob that I really am, because I'm having a hard time keeping it in these days. It's just like physically becoming impossible for me to pretend that I am anything other than this kind of space blob. It's just there. And I know that there are a lot of us in the world, and it's awesome when you land on a fellow space blob doing their thing. So cheers to you all. I'm curious to hear what you feel on this topic, because I think we all experience it in our own ways, in our own pathways in life, and different elements of it. Getting honest with who we're becoming and what we want to change and shift, and how scary it is to acknowledge it, and then also how energizing and liberating it is to acknowledge it and to feel like, oh, I can just be myself, and just to hear also what you would like to see in this journey with me taking you around Sweden, with me sharing a little bit more about my personal journey, also with topics you want to explore more deeply when it comes to the tools of tarot and astrology, and how we can incorporate that in really fun, vibrant, alive ways every week. So I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here, my friends. It means so much to me. For those of you who've hung out with me for this whole chat, traffic in the background, change of location and all, I so appreciate you. I would love to hear from you. I'd love it if you stuck around to see what happens on this wild journey. And we'll talk very, very soon. Cheers, people.